That foul ball is brought to you by Odessa Pipeline. Now batting, first baseman from Ohio State University, Will Carpenter. Now batting, designated hitter from Ohio State University, Will Henson. Brown Jones. Also, we'd like to give another special thanks for a couple of our families that were able to make it here today. Thank you to Casey Hooper's family, Father Doug and grandfather Tim, for making it here today, as well as McAllister, Zalkowski's family, Father Alan, Mother Lisa, and brothers Taylor and Judy, who can make it here today. Thank you.
All right, we finally got some lineups written down. I apologize for the delay. It's been a nightmare in this press box for various reasons. One of which is we were given two different lineups for the pilots. And when you write in pen, that makes for a mess. And so I've written actually three different lineups down, trying to get these names and numbers squared away. So I do apologize for the time away from the microphone, but we think we got it straight here. Leading off for the Chinooks is Kevin Duran here in the second inning. The next pitch is fouled off to the right side. It has been raining hard from just about the first pitch of this ball game, and so you can see I have no control over the enclosed window here above me or in front of us, so we're gonna have to deal with a little bit of a fuzzy picture all afternoon as long as it keeps raining. And there's a liner that goes off the glove of the third baseman, Andrew Knuckleluck, and I'm going to score that a hit. As Knuckleluck over there, that was a line drive right at him, and couldn't quite put the glove on it, so I'll give Duran a hit on that. Here's the 9-hitter, Mike Kelly. So this is the first time through the lineup for the Chinooks. They got 7 batters through their lineup, scored 2 runs in their first at-bat. A 2-run single by Blake Wilhoit was the big hit in that inning. And we'll walk you through the sequence here in a moment. I'll remind you of that. There's a pickoff that Duran goes back. Austin Young led the game off with a walk. Ryan Linagio lined out to right field. Then it was Callahan with a single up the middle. Ty Beck struck out swinging. Tommy Rover drew a walk. Then it was Wilhoit with the big 2-out single to right field. Next pitch grounded in the hole at short, and you can't make the play. There's no way he's making that play, and that's 2 singles, back-to-back infield singles for the Chinooks. Even if he had caught that ball cleanly, he's way in the hole, and you got the fastest runner for the Nooks running down the first baseline. So back-to-back infield singles will bring the top of the lineup, Austin Young, back to the plate. After the 2-run single by Wilhoit, Logan Mann struck out to end the first inning. Nooks would get 2 runs on 2 hits in that first inning. And we had some good defense right at the end of the bottom of the first. The pilots, Blake Jackson would hit a fly ball to right field. Bermudez would strike out swinging. There were 2 outs, nobody on. An infield single by Barraza. A single to center by Will Carpenter. And Will Henson got hit by a pitcher. There's a bunt right to the pitcher. Nobody home, everybody safe. So Austin Young with another infield single. Bases are full of Chinooks, nobody out. He was glad to take the sacrifice. And by the time that the pitcher, Casey Uper, could put the glove on it and spin to throw to first base, nobody was there. Didn't want to throw it into the right field corner. And now you're going to have a meeting on the mound here with the bases loaded and Ryan Leonasio at the plate. He lined out to right field his first time up, so Ryan is 0 for 1. Nooks lead 2-1. In the bottom of the first, after Carpenter singled, Henson got hit by a pitch, and the last play of the inning was a Jacob Stinson single to right field, and Kevin Durant came up gunning and threw out Will Carpenter at the plate to finish the inning. And so some nice defense by Kevin Durant and a good tag by Blake Wilhoit at the plate. And that's where we stand now, 2-1, bases loaded, nobody out in the second. Rhino drives that ball to left. That's over his head, all the way to the wall. One runs in. Here comes the second runner. It's a 2-run double for Ryan Leonasio. And boy, the Chinooks have come swinging the bats today. That ball was drilled. It one-hopped the fence over Nathan Barraza's head. And Ryan Leonasio will get a 2 RBI double. Over to third goes Austin Young. Duran and Kelly score easily. 4-1 Chinooks here in the top of the second inning. Well, much like the first game, they jumped out and they're adding on here. Corners are in, and Callahan fouls that ball off for strike one. Next pitch, that's going to miss outside. There's a ground ball to second, and boy, nobody at first. Safe. Good gracious. Boy, really tough inning here. As I don't know if you're going to give an error there, but Callahan had a routine grounder to second base. Young came home to score on the play. For some reason, Will Carpenter ran over towards second, and he was late getting back to the bag. Well, I don't know if it's another single or not, but really it's a fielder's choice right there is what that is. And there were no outs made. You still got no one out. Runners on the corners. Stepping in is Ty Beck. First pitch misses, ball one. Ty Beck struck out swinging his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 in this game. 5-1 Chinooks. 2 in the first, 3 more here in the second. Next pitch. Misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, it seems, well, I don't know. It's still drizzling, but it was raining hard for quite a while. Seems to have settled a little bit. It's still drizzling. So anytime the ball is caught or hit on the ground or in the outfield, it's going to get wet. So this is going to be the potential to be kind of a sloppy game. We haven't really had an error in this game, just some awkward plays. Boy, almost got him. Ball 4 to Ty Beck. And that's 3 walks for Casey Uper. And here's Tommy Rover for the second time. He drew a walk his first time up. And assistant coach out for the Pilots to try to just slow the thing down a little bit, and as the rain's starting to pick back up. Well, at some point, you know, with the turf, really, this is not a like pouring rain. It was hard for a while. It was raining pretty hard for a little while, and it's just kind of settled into a drizzle now, a heavy drizzle. And you just got to keep an eye on the pitcher, making sure he can keep his footing, and the batter. You know, you don't want anyone getting hurt here. And Rover swings through a breaking ball, strike one. They can keep pumping dry balls to the pitcher. That's fine. As soon as that ball hits the ground on a ground ball or even a base hit, it's going to get wet. And the fielders, you got to make an adjustment on a day like today. 0-1. Little looper into center, and it's going to be playable as Jackson catches it. The throw to the plate, and it hops out of the glove of Huck Watham. Now the pitcher throws it down the right field line, and Callahan is going to come home to score easily, and you're going to send the second runner, Ty Beck, play at the plate, and you're not going to get him. Ty Beck is fired up, as really an awkward play there, as Tommy Rover hits the fly ball to Blake Jackson in center, so he'll get a sacrifice. But the throw, so that'll score Leo from third. Callahan was at second base, Ty at first, and Callahan came around to score after the E1, as Casey Uper tried to throw behind Ty Beck at first base, and he launched it into the right field corner of this field, and that ball rolled forever, bouncing off the fence down there. Ty turned on the afterburners, and he came all the way around to score on the errant throw by Uper. Uper, what happened was there was a play at the plate, would have been close if the catcher, Huck Watham, would have been able to hold on to the ball. It popped out of his glove, and Uper grabbed it as he was backing up home plate, thinking he could get Ty at first. He threw behind Ty, and the ball, he airmailed it way into that corner, and that allowed 2 more runs to come home. So those last 2 runs will score on the errant throw. It's 8-1 Chinooks, as it's been a 6-run second inning here, or top of the second. Blake Wilhoit at the plate with a 2-2 count. Well, I'm getting tired just trying to talk about it. Well, we're likely to see more of that as this day progresses. It's a wet day. Grounder to first, and this is Carpenter stepping on the bag, and there's 2 outs. So here's the 9th batter of the inning here in the second inning, Logan Mance. He made the last out in the first inning. He struck out swinging. He's 0 for 1. Logan came in the very end of game 1 as a defensive substitution at third when Ryan Matheson finished the game on the mound. Well, let's see if we can get the sound up. Next pitch is in there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Let me know on the volume. And I am kind of cranked up here. We'll see if we can dial it back. There's a swing and a miss by Logan Mance. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 8-1 Chinooks, top of the second inning. A wet and a wild one here so far. And we'll see if we can get this one in. Full 7-inning game. Pop up right field, shallow, foul, and running over. And you make the catch right inside the foul line. Good job there by Jacob Stinson. But the Chinooks bring 9 batters to the plate. They score 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. And your new score after an inning and a half, it's the Chinooks 8 and the Pilots 1. Welcome back to Anchorage. First pitch is in there. Strike one. This is Andrew Knuckleluck, the third baseman. I've got an absolute chicken scratch for a lineup, and we're in the second inning. We had 3 different lineups at some point between games, and trying to discern which was the real lineup. That's what took me so long to get on the air. So appreciate Miss Cody checking in from Cleburne. Welcome back to Anchorage. And hopefully the volume issue is resolved here. Not sure exactly what that was about, but hopefully let me know on the volume. We had some problems seeing that the volume was too low. Tried to make some adjustments to this. We got a new or a different sound mixer here, so I'm hoping that we can control things a little bit better. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss, got him to chase. And Knuckleluck, a strikeout victim. That'll be strikeout number 2 for starting pitcher Nathan Riddle. 6 foot 170, a right-handed senior from the University of Cincinnati Claremont. And it's surprising how these pitchers have been able to kind of navigate a pretty wet start to this game. 8th batter of the lineup is Huck Watham, the catcher. Well, he fouls that one off right over our heads. And it's strike 1. Wish I had a squeegee for the window here. That window is not a whole lot to do about it, so boy, right in on the hands. And it's 0-2. Alright, thanks for the feedback on the sound. Miss Freeman, Miss Nance, appreciate that. 1 out, nobody aboard. The pitch, it's going to miss high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm having trouble seeing the field, so your view on that screen is actually better than what I'm seeing, because I got a million little dots of water right in front of me. Swing and a miss. Boy, nice job there by Nathan Riddle, mixing up his pitches. He struck out 3. He struck out 2 in a row here in the second. The 9-hitter is Joey Wright. Wright will step in for the first time today. He did not play in game 1. I'm not sure what the issue was, but again, we got 2 different lineups issued to us between games. I got one of them in there, and the next one was totally different. So having to try to scratch out and edit and fix, and so I'm going to probably struggle to read who's at the plate. I have to double check with the numbers, but here's the 0-2, swing and a miss. He struck out the side. Joey Wright waves at a fastball, and that's 4 strikeouts for starter Nathan Riddle. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And we go to the top of the third. The Nooks lead it 8-1. Kevin Durant takes a ball, 1-0. Casey Uper back on the mound for the Pilots. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Casey Uper, an uncommitted rising senior from Irvine, California. And boy, what a summer he's had for a young man. He's the youngest player I remember having success in this league. Foul ball straight back off the net. It's 1-2 to Kevin Durant. Casey Uper has thrown against the Nooks. This will be his 3rd time to throw against the Chinooks. First time was on the 18th. That was a 6-5 loss to the Chinooks, and he pitched in that 11-0 victory. And so on the summer, 2-0 with a 1.80 ERA. His 6th appearance of the year, his 5th start. 20 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, just 4 walks. He's given up 14 hits. Strike 3 call, inside corner. Kevin Durant can't believe it. And there's 1 out. Durant got an infield single his first time up, so he's now 1 for 2. We're in the top of the 3rd inning for Uper. Strikeout number 3 of the ball game. 1, 2. Yeah, that's his 3rd strikeout. Here's Mike Kelly. Reached on an infield single his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes for the Chinook center fielder. Reached base 3 times in the opening game. There's a little tapper to 3rd. Boy, you got to get rid of it in a hurry. And safe. Boy, Mike Kelly, speed kills, doesn't it? He can really get down that line. And he's got his 2nd infield hit in as many plate appearances in game 2 here. Check swing, and Andrew Knuckleluck came in and had to be catching and throwing on the run, and even doing that was not good enough to get the speedy Mike Kelly. So you got a runner at first, 1 out, back to the top, and Austin Young. Casey Uper from the stretch. First pitch is going to miss, ball 1. Audie, a walk and a single. He laid down a bunt his last time up and reached when nobody was home at first base. And there were 2 on and nobody out. Duran had reached on an infield single. Kelly had reached on an infield single. He had 3 infield singles in a row, and then it was 2-run double by Ryan Leonasio. One of the bigger hits in that second inning. 6-run second inning. Time's called by somebody, I guess Austin Young. The ball's hit into right, and a base hit for Audie. And the inning continues. Second hit in the game for Austin Young. Runners at first and second, 1 out for Ryan Leonasio. And Rhino, 2-run double his last time up to left field. Hit it over Nathan Barraza's head. And 1 hop the fence. And he's got another chance here to drive some more in for the Nooks. 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. And it hit him off the leg. That doesn't feel good. It is still raining. I went out between innings. It's not raining nearly as hard as it was when we started this game. And boy, Rhino not looking too good as he limps down to first. And I have to make sure he's okay to continue. Coach Cole going to ask for time here. As Leonasio kind of hobbling down there. I don't know where he got it. It was on his ankle or his knee. Kind of looked like it might have been close to his knee. And boy, he's trying to loosen that left leg up. Coach Cole going to walk over and see if he can continue. So that would load the bases for the Chinooks. And he's going to try to run this thing off. It looks like he's going to try to give it a go. Colonel Ted over there at first base coaching for the Chinooks, and Coach Cole hopping across the infield. Both got their long sleeve jackets on today. Temperature has dropped pretty good since we started the first game. It was 63 as we started game 1, and by the time we finished game 1, it had dropped at least 4 degrees, and we'll see if it's continued to drop. We had a front come through, and yeah, it's still 59, and so just kind of a miserable wet day here. It started out kind of warm and kind of nice, but that front coming through, it's miserable. There's a tapper to short, over to second for 1. You flip to first, not in time. A good hustle by Callie. That'll get another run home for the Nooks. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Callahan. Leo's out at second. Over to third goes Audie, and coming home to score is Mike Kelly. 9-1 Chinooks. And Ty Beck steps in. Runner at first, 2 outs. Well, it just goes to show you how interesting this game is. Yeah, snowball fight. Yeah, it's true. When you look on the air, you got like these big dots, and I got a million of those all over the window. I'm trying to look through them to actually see the game. And I do wish there was some mechanism to get rid of the dots. Not sure. Trying to think through without falling about 75 feet downward. Best mechanism to try to clear those dots. We'll see if we can come up with something though. First pitch is a strike to Ty Beck. It's 0-1. Casey Uper, the youngster. We've had some graduating seniors do pretty well in the ABL. A couple, not many. I've never seen a young man who's going back to high school do as well in the league as this young man has done. So swing and a miss. Ty waves at a good breaking ball. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Austin Young at third. Ryan Callahan at first. You might see him take off here. They're not even going to hold him with a 1-2 count. There he goes. Just misses. And down to second goes Callie with the stolen base. So Callahan steals second and third, 2 outs. All right, so the sound, I think we've got that solved. They're just off the plate, boy. With the catcher, Huck Watham held that pitch for a while. Full count on Tybeck. Pilot faithful. I think a lot of folks are sitting right under the press box, stay out of the rain, and they're barking at the umpire. Tapper up the middle. It's a tough play. You're going to have to hurry, and Ty is thrown out. Good play that second base by Will Bermudez to get the final out of the inning. But the Nooks do get another run on 2 hits. They'll leave 2 on. And your score after 2.5 innings, it's now the Chinooks 9 and the Pilots 1. Welcome back to Anchorage, Alaska. Dr. John Groth with you on the play-by-play. Nathan Riddle back on the mound for the Chinooks. Ground ball up the middle, and that sneaks through. Base hit for Blake Jackson. He's now 1 for 2 in the ball game as the Pilots lead off the third with a base runner. Well, you can kind of tell the ball is skipping off that turf. And that ball got quickly past Tommy Rover at short. Thought he was going to have a play on that. And hits that turf and just skips. So I was able to wipe off the window. I got on my chair and took my life in my hands. And so hopefully you got a little clear picture there. And I hope the sound stays where we need to. Stepping in now is Will Bermudez. Struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 9-1 Nooks. Grounder, this could be 2. 6, 4, and 3. Got him! Really nice play there. As the tough part of that was the relay by Leo. That's a 6-4-3 double play. Flipping and dipping right there. Chinooks get rid of the base runner. 2 outs. Nicely done by Nathan Ritter to get that ground ball right up the middle. And Tommy was playing up the middle a little more so on that play and easily was able to catch and flip. And Leo dipped it over to first base for the double play. Stepping in now is the left fielder, Nathan Barraza. Base hit to short his last time up, infield single. He's 1 for 1. Nathan Riddle, the wind, the 1-0 pitch. Misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. We're in the bottom of the third inning of game 2. The Nooks won the opener. That ball's hammered. Right center field, no one's getting this. Hits that grass and scoots out to right center field. Kevin Durant actually did a good job of cutting that thing off. He chucks it back in, and it's a 2-out double by Nathan Barraza. Well, that'll bring up Will Carpenter, first baseman. Base hit to center field his first time up. He's 1 for 1. I'm sure the Pilots would love to chip away at the advantage. The Nooks, 9 runs on unofficially 8 hits. Don't have access to the official scorekeeping information, so a couple of these hits have been kind of speculative. Well, on a wet day, and some of them, the Chinooks have had a number of kind of tweener type plays that could have gone either way. And on a wet day, usually you're going to defer to the offense in terms of assessing hits or errors. 1 ball, 1 strike to Will Carpenter. Nathan Riddle, senior from Cincinnati Claremont. The pitch. Fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Riddle, 6 foot 170, a native of Cincinnati, Ohio. This is his 4th appearance in the ABL, all 4 of them as a starter. 0-2 with a 7.07 ERA. 14 innings pitched, 13 punch-outs, 5 walks. And this is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Nathan appearing in his 4th game, all 4 as a starter. And the Nooks have given him an 8-run lead here in the early part of this game. Ground ball to second. This should do it. Leo gobbles it, throws it to Ty. There's your inning. 4-3 if you're scoring at the house. No runs on 2 hits. The double play cleared out the base runner. And we're heading to the 4th inning. We're playing 7 again. Nooks 9, Pilots 1. All right, the new pitcher for the Pilots, a freshman from Lamar University, 6'1", 190, a right-hander. And Tommy Rover greets him with a single right up the middle in the first pitch. Ethan Akugera, 6'1", 190, a native of Bridge City, Texas, and Rover reaches on the first pitch he sees it of the inning. All right, the new pitcher for the Pilots, Akugera on the summer, appearance number 6 of the year, 0-0 with a 3.60 ERA, 10 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 4 walks. A freshman from Lamar University, Ethan Akugera. Stepping in for the Nooks now is Blake Wilhoit. Blake is 1 for 2, couple RBIs. Knocked a couple runners in that first inning. And grounded out to first base in the second inning. Nooks are working their way through their lineup for the 3rd time here in the 4th inning. 9-1 our score. Tommy, pretty aggressive lead. Check swing. And no go, says Mr. Umpire. We've got a 2-man umpiring crew. I just still don't know what that's about. As my understanding was we were going to have 3-man crews throughout the summer. Here's the 1-1. Base hit left field. And Blake Wilhoit continues to swing a hot bat. Nice piece of hitting there. That ball was away from him. He's knocked it into left field. First and second, no one out. Now it's Logan Mance. A strikeout, a fly ball to right. Logan 0 for 2. Ethan Akugera. The pitch. And that ball's low, ball 1. The 1-0. Ground ball to third. And you throw it to second for 1. Over to first. Gets away. Runner will come home. And it's 10-1. So it'll go as a fielder's choice. 5-4. Wilhoit out at second base. On the relay, the ball got away, and Rover came home to score. So you got runner at second with 1 out for Kevin Duran. Kevin Duran, an infield single and a strikeout looking. He's 1 for 2. 10-1 Nooks. They've scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 6 in the second, 1 in the third. Now 1 more here in the 4th. And they're looking for more. Here's the pitch. Takes low, ball 1. Well, just a very slight sprinkle happening now, so don't think we're going to be in any kind of jeopardy of this game not being finished. I'll tell you what, there was a while there. It was coming down pretty good. Kevin Duran does not get cheated there. 1 ball, 1 strike. It was coming down pretty hard right at the beginning of this game. And you wondered if the pitchers or the hitters were going to be able to maintain their footing, but it's the beauty of the turf here is you can't play through weather like this. As Duran takes a ball in the dirt, it's 2-1. Two more hits now, and the Nooks have 10 hits unofficially in this game. Big swing, fouled off again. We're in the top of the 4th of a 7-inning game 2 of the doubleheader. Game number 18 for the Chinooks. Big swing and a miss. And that's a strikeout. Looked like a pretty good breaking ball. And that'll be the first strikeout for Ethan Akugera. That's 4 strikeouts for Pilot pitchers. Here's the 9-hitter, Mike Kelly. 2 infield singles, 1 to third, 1 to short. Mike Kelly 2 for 2 in this game. Little pop-up left field, and right off the bat, Nathan Barraza lost his footing, but he regained it and made the catch. There's your third out, but the Nooks get 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 on. We're through 3.5. It's now the Chinooks 10 and the Pilots 1. You're watching Alaska Baseball League action on the Chugiak Eagle River Chinook Network. First pitch from Nathan Riddle is a strike. Next pitch, hit into right field. Tough play here. You're not going to get in time. It falls in for a single. Will Henson, his first hit of the day. Now, off the bat, it looked like Kevin Durant might have a shot at catching that, and the ball just died. And so Henson aboard with a leadoff single. Now it's Jacob Stinson. Stinson, his first time up, a base hit to right field. It was that exciting play that ended the first inning. You know, base hit to Kevin Durant in right field as he swings through strike 1. I mean, it was a bullet, and Kevin came in gunning. Got the ball on the run and made a strong throw to the plate. Blake Wilhoit held on as there was a collision home plate, and that was the third out of the inning. Saved a run and got the third out. Next pitch is off the plate. Unofficially, the Nooks 10 runs on 10 hits. Next pitch off the plate. The Pilots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Pilots have 6 hits of their own, but they only got 1 run. Nice job by Nathan Riddle to wiggle out a couple of situations early. Boy, that ball got away from him. 3-1. Well, this game has settled into a little more of a rhythmic pattern here, I guess. Early couple of innings kind of sloppy with the rain coming pretty hard and the wet baseballs. Still going to get a wet ball, but not nearly as tough as it was earlier. But a walk is going to put 2 on with no one out. And for Nathan Riddle, that's the first walk of the ball game. It'll put Henson at second, Stinson at first, and Andrew Nekolek coming to the plate. Knuckleluck struck out swinging his first time up. So for 1. He played short in the opening game. He's playing third here in the nightcap. And I don't know what happened to the lineups, because I have seen on my phone 2 different lineups. And I'm not sure how that works, but pretty much got to go with the one that shows up at home plate. Line drive at Rover. He'll flip it to Linagio for out number 2. So that'll go L6, 4. And just like that, there's 2 outs and only 1 on. Will Henson drifted off second base on the liner. And the ball was behind him, but also behind him was Tommy Rover. So there's 2 outs. Stinson at first base, and now it's Huck Wathan, their catcher. He struck out swinging his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Grounder to short, this should do it. Rover over to Leo, there's your inning. Another 6-4 put out. No runs on 1 hit, 1 left. And we are through 4 complete here in Anchorage. The Nooks lead it 10-1, trying to sweep a doubleheader today. And take their overall record. Right now it's 7-10, inching back towards that 500 mark. Back in just a minute. Austin Young will lead it off here in inning number 5. We're playing 7. First pitch in there, strike 1. Audie, 2 for 2 in this one, a walk and 2 singles. So a nice day at the plate for the Nook DH. Austin caught in the first game, and he had a couple of knocks in that one. He was 2 for 4 in the opener. Nice day at the yard for Audie. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of inning number 5. After losing 4 in a row, the Nooks are trying to take 2 in one day. Just off the plate. Pretty good pitch. Maybe a tick high. Freshman Ethan Akugera, 6'1", 190 out of Lamar. Bridge City, Texas native. 2-2 pitch. Boy, in on the fist. Audie just fights it off. Two pitch. Another foul ball. That's going to be over toward the third base dugout where the Chinooks are. Well, I've been told that Tim Cole has got the Chris Beck gene for staying warm. Chris did not like to get cold, and he wrapped up early and often. I like to play the game of trying to stay warm, but also know that I had a jacket or a shirt or something I could go to if I got even colder. As Austin Young draws a walk, he's on base again. Audie's been on all 4 at-bats in this game. We're in the 5th inning. He's got 2 walks and 2 singles. And that'll be the first walk for Akugera. Let's see here. Unofficially 4 walks for Pilot pitching here in game 2. Here's Leo. Line drive to left field on the first pitch. And the Chinooks are coming right back and putting runners on the bases. That's Leo's second hit of the ball game. So he's 2 for 3 now. First and second, nobody out. Here's Ryan Callahan. And Callie, 1 for 3. Base hit to center back in that first inning. To go with a couple of ground balls to second. First pitch, called a strike, it's 0-1. And that ball comes up short of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Unofficially now, the Chinooks with 11 hits. Boy, he fought that one off. That ball almost hit him in the chest. Kind of laughing at himself. I mean, that ball was a fastball riding up and in, and somehow he fouled it off to the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, nobody out. We're in the top of the 5th of a 7-inning game 2. Boy, that ball was at his kneecap, and he drills it over toward the Chinook dugout. So kind of defensive swings. Either gets hit by him or he hits him. The dugout screaming, hit it that way. Still a 1-2 count on left fielder Ryan Callahan. The pitch. Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, in game 1, Coach Tim Cole had the 3 amigos who spoke this morning at Covenant Community in succession in the lineup. Leonasio, Callahan, and Matheson. Not so in this game. Ground ball, foul, third base side. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 2 Chinooks on base. Austin Young at second, Ryan Leonasio at first. There's a good changeup, and he finally gets him. That'll be second strikeout for Ethan Akugera. That's now 5 strikeouts for Pilot pitching. And here's Ty Beck. Ty 0 for 2 with a walk. Here in game 2. Game 1 was a 9-4 Chinook win. And Ty was 2 for 3 in that one. First pitch misses, ball 1. An RBI single and a base hit to right field. He also scored a run, so still looking for his first base hit here in game 2. Here's the pitch. Check swing. And Mr. Umpire looked like he was going to call a strike, and the Pilot faithful thought he was going to call a strike, and he didn't. Well, thanks for the comments, Miss Beck. Appreciate that. Hopefully the sounds are clear and the picture is clear. Mr. Umpire again thought about calling a strike, and Akugera thought he had a strike, kind of smiling in disbelief. 3-0 now to Ty Beck. And that's ball 4. So Ty gets on base for the second time. And the bases are now loaded with Chinooks. Second walk for Akugera. 5 walks for Pilot pitching. And with the bases loaded, Tommy Rover steps in. Tommy will flip over to that left side. First pitch in there for a strike. A walk, a sac fly to center, and a base hit to center. So officially Tommy 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. 0-1 pitch, well off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch, way out in front of an off-speed pitch. 1-2. Pilot's looking for a double play ball here. Next pitch, just a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, you've got some new guys out in that field. We haven't heard from Mr. Umpire, but you got Segita at first base. And you might have the former Chinook out there. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of looks like Zach Cole at second. It is Zach Cole. So, had some changes in the lineup for the Pilots. The right side of their infield, and we'll have to see where these guys are batting as they come to home plate. But Zach Cole at second, and Nathan Segita, or Taryn Segita, excuse me. 3-2 count on Rover. He takes ball 4 and another run in, and it's 11-1. So Rover will get an RBI walk. Third walk for Akugera, 6 walks for Pilot pitching. And Young comes home to score the 11th run of the game for the Chinooks. Now, in a 9-inning affair, we would now be in run rule territory, and we are not doing run rules in 7-inning games. So we're going to play this out. Swing and a miss. Blake Wilhoit, healthy swing. Can't connect. So no run rule here in the 7th. We'll play this thing out. Chinooks now up by 10. The Chinooks do not have a run rule victory. I don't think they do. But the Nooks have lost a couple of times via the run rule. Pop up out of play, 0-2. Well, the Pilots 11-1 over the Nooks in Chugiak on the 24th. And again, 11-0 here at Mulcahy last Tuesday. And there was one other, the Bucks took a 12-0 victory on the 14th of June. So the Nooks have lost 3 times via the run rule as Wilhoit swings and misses. We're out number 2. And that's 3 strikeouts for Akugera. 6 strikeouts for Pilot pitching. There's 2 outs in the inning. Here's Logan Mance. Logan is struck out, flown out to right, and grounded into a fielder's choice to third base his last time up. First pitch is off the plate, ball 1. 11 runs on 11 hits for the Chinooks. 1 run on 6 hits for the Pilots. So far it's been Nathan Riddle the whole way for Chugiak. Casey Uper started the game for the Pilots, and now it's Ethan Akugera. Pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-1. Logan Mance, the third baseman, got into the very end of game 1 when Ryan Matheson finished up the game on the mound. He came in from third base and Logan took over at third. 1-1 pitch, grounded through the hole. That's going to score 1. The second run will be held. And it's 12-1. Logan Mance with an RBI single. Good piece of hitting by Logan. Everybody moves up a station.
Now batting, Kevin Durant.
And I'm trying to see. It is tie at third now. And now it's Kevin Durant for the 4th time. Couple of strikeouts and an infield single. Boy, he waves at that ball. A little anxious there. Ball came up short of home plate, and Kevin just a little too anxious. 0-1. Ethan Akugera, the set, the 0-1. Inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Again, that ball comes up short of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Now Kevin Durant asking for time here. Here's the 2-1. It's going to miss low. (3-1) now. The Chinook right fielder. Here's the pitch. Up the middle, got jammed, and you flip it to second. Nicely done there. Good play by the shortstop, Joey Wright. He flipped it over to Bermudez, and it's a 6-4 putout to end the Chinook 5th inning. But the Nooks get 2 more runs on 2 hits. They'll leave a couple of guys on. We're through 4.5. Your new score from Okeechobee Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska. It's Chugiak 12 and the Anchorage Pilots 1. Nine, 1 and 2 for the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. This is Joey Wright to lead it off. Strikeout swinging his first time up, second time through the lineup for the Glacier Pilots. First pitch misses somewhere, ball 1. Next pitch is knocked through the 6-hole for a single. Pilots get their 7th base hit of the ball game. 12-1 Nooks. Play on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And
No, lower.
so now we got a new hitter. This is going to be I don't know who it is. Oh, Noah Lower. Okay, so Lower, the pinch hitter, will hit for Blake Jackson. Saw some defensive replacements. There's a grounder out the middle. Could be two. Steps on the bag, throws to first. Got him. Nifty defense for Tommy Rover. As that ball took Rover right over the bag. He actually touched the bag with the glove, with the ball in the glove, to get the first out. And he relayed it on to Ty Beck at first for the 6-4-3, or 6U3, excuse me. 6U3 double play. And 2 outs, nobody aboard for Will Bermudez. And this is actually Zach Cole. Zach Cole will get his first plate appearance of the day. As he came in to play second base the last inning. And this is the first time he'll get to the plate. Ground ball foul over toward the third base coach. Pilots coach, no sleeves on, man. Putting Coach Cole to shame. I don't know how he's doing it out there because it's kind of chilly out there. It's wet. We started the day in the lower 60s and we're now kind of creeping towards the middle 50s. It had a cold front go through during that first game and it brought on some showers to start the second game as a low pressure system working through the area. Should be, I think, relatively rain-free the next couple of days, which is good news. The Chinooks will play at home tomorrow for the first time in a while, and then they'll be back on the road for another week. 2-1 pitch, going to miss high, 3-1. So after 5 in a row away from the friendly confines of Lee Jordan, the Chinooks will play one game tomorrow against these same Pilots, and then back down here for Bucks and Pilots later in the week. Swing and a miss. Full count. So Monday home against the Pilots. Off Tuesday. Wednesday Bucks here. Thursday Pilots here at Mulcahy. Off Friday. And then at Matsu on Saturday the 8th. Little tapper foul as Zach Cole stays alive. And then back down here to play a single night against the Pilots a week from today. So a stretch of games where the Chinooks are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of 12 games on the road. Pop up right side. Is it going to stay in live ball area? It looks like it is. Is anyone going to catch it? And that answer is no. Ty Beck going back into that no man's land right in front of the beer garden over there, and just couldn't make the over the shoulder catch. So Zach Cole will get another crack at things. Zach Cole, the former Chinook, actually was our stat guy last year and got a little bit of playing time. And he is an Eagle River native and hooked on with the Pilots this summer. Was going to go down and play. I talked to him. I saw him at the Alaska Club a couple weeks ago. And he was going to go down and play with a team somewhere in the lower 48 this summer, and the whole league folded or something last minute, so decided to go ahead and jump in with the Pilots. 3-2, 2 outs. This check swing, thought he might have gone, and the first base umpire says no. So Zach will get the walk, and the inning will continue. 12-1 Chinooks here in the bottom of the 5th. And stepping in now is Nathan Barraza, and he's 2 for 2. Nice day at the plate for the Pilot left fielder. An infield single and a double to right. Nathan Riddle continues to pitch for the Chinooks. First pitch misses, ball 1. No activity in that Chinook bullpen. Well, the Pilots will come to Lee Jordan tomorrow, and we'll see our share of Bucks and Pilots in the next couple of weeks here. The season started with 11 of 14 at home. And the middle portion of this season is very road heavy. And it'll kind of be a mixed bag toward the end. Last 5 games of the summer at Kenai, at the Bingo Hilton. Here's the 1-1. In there for a strike, it's 1-2. That walk issued by Nathan Riddle, just his second of the ball game. He has scattered 6 hits and walked just 2. He has struck out 4 pilots. Fly ball right field should be playable for Duran. He drifts over, makes the catch. And there's your final out. F9 if you're scoring at the house. No runs on 1 hit. You leave 1 on. And we are going to inning number 6. Your score, well, wait a minute. They're going to shut it down here. And, well, this is news to me, as they're going to shut it down due to the run rule. And I did not know this was... Okay, well, the Nooks will get their first run rule victory of the year. Final score, 12 runs on 11 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. 1 run on 7 hits, and 1 error for the Pilots. So my understanding was they were going to play out the 7-inning games, and for whatever reason, they're going to go ahead and shut this one down after 5 innings. So the Nooks will sweep the doubleheader. Game 1 was a 9-4 win. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up and get you on your way here, and we'll let you know what's up for both these clubs. And we know what's up because we just said it. They'll play each other tomorrow at Chugiak. The scoring started in the first inning where the Chinooks would jump out like they did in Game 1. Game 1 they scored 3 in the first. Here in Game 2 they scored 2 in the first. And it would be a walk to Young, a liner by Leonacio to right, a base hit by Callahan, a strikeout of Ty Beck, a walk to Tommy Rover, and a 2-run single by Blake Wilhoit. It was 2-0 Nooks. 1 run by the Pilots, and that, I'll tell you what, one of the biggest plays in this game was a play from Kevin Duran to Blake Wilhoit to shut down that first inning. A base hit with 2 outs, drove in the run, but Kevin Duran came up firing and threw a ball to home plate. Blake held on to the tag as there was a collision at home plate, and that was the final out of the inning. And the Nooks would hold on to a 2-1 lead after 1. The big inning, obviously, here in inning number 2 is that 6-run second inning. And boy, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits in the inning, a couple of big ones, but the bigger one, probably Ryan Leonacio, a 2-run double over the left fielder's head. Rover had a sac fly in that inning as well, and so it was 8-1 after 2. It would be 9-1 after a single run in inning number 3, and another single run in the 4th inning, as Tommy Rover led the inning off with a single, and he would eventually score on a fielder's choice by Logan Mance. And 2 more in the 5th inning. And a bases loaded walk by Tommy Rover and an RBI single by Logan Mance. And so that would wrap up the scoring. Your final line score: the Nooks 12 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The Pilots 1 run, 7 hits, and 1 error. Your winning pitcher will be Nathan Riddle. And let's pull up real quick. I think that's going to be Nate's first win of the summer. Let's look at that real quick. He was 0-2 coming in, so Nate Riddle now 1-2. Your losing pitcher is going to be Casey Uper. And let's see how that's going to shape up for him. Real quick here. Casey Uper, he was 2-0 coming in, so he'll drop to 2-1. And the loss will drop the Pilots to 1 game over 500 at 10-9. And the Nooks now are 8 and 10, just 2 games under 500. So a doubleheader sweep against the second place team in the ABL will help the cause, as these guys, this whole conference, this whole league is continuing to tighten up. Nobody is really sneaking away, and nobody's falling way out of the race here. So that will wrap things up on an increasingly cool day here in Anchorage, Alaska. The Chinooks take game 1 by a score of 9-4, and they win the nightcap by a score of 12-1. What's next for both of these clubs? Well, we said it a moment ago. They play each other. The Pilots will come up to Chugiak tomorrow for the first home game in nearly 2 weeks at Lee Jordan Field. 6 o'clock start. Will be on the air about 5:45, and the Chinooks will have Tuesday off, and then we'll be right back down here at Mulcahy for 3 of the next 4 games. At Bucks on Wednesday, at Pilots on Thursday, at Miners on Saturday, then back down here at Pilots on next Sunday. So a lot of road games coming up for the Chinooks as we get into the second half of the season. Not quite there yet, but a good start to the 2023 summer for the Chinooks, and a good rebound. As we noted before the first game, the Nooks had come in to today on a 4-game skid, and they shake that big time by sweeping a doubleheader. And so that'll be all from Anchorage, Alaska. Until tomorrow at 5:45. Appreciate you watching the broadcast. Thanks for all the great information and the feedback on the live chat. Until tomorrow, 5:45, this is Dr. John Grove signing off from Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ our Lord. So long, everybody.